I was hopeful, excited, even thrilled for Avowed. It looked like exactly the type of game that I want. It looked exactly like the type of game I wanna play. It looked exactly like the direction I want the gaming industry to go into. And then, gay. It turned out to be gay. Yep, the games just woke garbage. Yep, there you have it. That's the reality now.
Here we go with the latest game being caught up in the modern era of gaming, injecting pronouns forced at the beginning of the game and trying to hide the ability to do it during early playthroughs because God forbid the information get out there early. I wonder why that is.
Any game with pronouns is gonna be bad, except Baldur's Gate 3. But again, their pronouns exist for a different reason than these whatever the hells that you want to call them.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT.
Yay!
And early access playthroughs of Obsidian's Avowed game have started to appear, with many popular YouTubers covering the game, talking about their impressions and why they think this game is so awesome, and talking about how it blew them away. But one thing that's
Yeah, we watched Mr. Matty Plays, and as always, he delivered absolutely nothing of substance. Oh my god, these people who get these codes, they seemingly have no idea what actually matters for games, yet they're gamers at the same time? Like, come on.
seemed to be missing from many of the criticisms out there was the idea that the pronouns are being forced at the beginning of this game. And if you're one of those people that just instantly goes, oh, just deal with it. Who cares? Not a big deal.
No, you don't deal with these things. These things are all just gateways to making your life less good, more miserable. These are just tools that they use to make you succumb to their beliefs, their ideals, and force you to live life under their rule. They will never care about you, they will never love you, they will never support you. They just demand that you be a slave to their wants, needs, desires, and ideologies. Never allow these people anything. Always push back, because these people are unequivocally evil. They don't care about anything but just the posh looking good life, and they don't care what happens as long as they can feel good about themselves. Ego driven megalomaniacs.
Why even making a video about this? I think we already know that you've made your mind up that you want pronouns to be in these games. And you know what? For you, congratulations, you're part of the
Also, I talked about how the dialogues look from this game, the ones that we saw, and a lot of them are extremely poor, to say the least, okay? A lot of dialogues are, yet again, once again, the same old, good old, okay, I'm not gonna talk to you like a person, I'm gonna talk to you like a child that needs explaining. For example, when you enter the game, one of the first things you're gonna hear is, I'm an adventurer! Hey, you person who lives here, do you know of any dungeons with cool loot? And it's like, yes, there happens to be exactly one dungeon, literally 5 steps away from you, in that direction right there. Oh, is there a lot of good loot there? Yes, plenty. Go there now. Yes, adventure. And it's like that's supposed to be a conversation that real people are having. Kill me, goddamn now. Okay, that conversation, one, is cringe. Two, the fact that there's like 3 steps away from the city you start in, some kind of ruins that everyone knows about, and they're full of treasure and no one's going there. Cringe, cringe.
vocal minority. The vast majority of gamers out there vehemently reject the idea of forcing pronouns in especially fantasy RPGs. This is a trend that needs to stop.
Yep.
Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out smashjt.com for the full and exhaustive article going through the pronouns being discovered in Avowed and why it has completely turned me off from even wanting to try this game in the first.
I will try this game for free, permanently.
first place. The upcoming first-person fantasy RPG Avowed, developed by Obsidian Entertainment under, of course, Microsoft's Xbox Game Studios, has opened up that pesky can of worms controversy over the inclusion of pronouns in its character creation menu once again. And it got hidden in the initial preview overviews of this game, where I was watching a video from YouTuber Force.
That is the funniest part, by the way, that these people know that everyone's gonna hate the pronouns. They know that everyone's gonna hate the woke shit, and they know that people are gonna not play the game because of it. Yet they choose to have it still, but yet hide it. That is just so stupid. Because the moment someone finds out about it, it's over.
Gaming, and he had a 20-hour review talking about how much he thought this game was awesome.
I have not watched this.
And he's super excited to share it with people and how it blew his expectations away with so many different aspects of it. But he reaches a point early on in his video where he says something very peculiar.
So let's talk about it. Things begin as per usual at character creation, although unfortunately for whatever reason they didn't let us record the intro to the game.
For whatever reason, they didn't let us record the intro to the game. I wonder why that is. Now we look over at a game like, I don't know, we'll just pick a name out of the hat and say Dragon Age the Veilguard.
Hey, don't say anything bad about my cum dumpster autistic wife, okay?
And how it completely exposed the game for an entire woke fest from just the character creation screen alone. Microsoft and Obsidian looked at that situation and were like, probably want to avoid any kind of negative press when it comes to that kind of stuff, so let's just turn off the ability for these early...
Now, admittedly, I have to say, Microsoft doesn't have to worry about Avowed not selling good, because it won't. Literally costs... Avowed costs 100 plus buckaroonies for a not even AAA studio game, by the way. You're literally gonna have to pay 100 plus euros for this non-AAA game. Yeah. 70 bucks, 20 bucks early access, not including taxes. Amazing. Yeah, again, I'm playing this for free. Permanently, okay? If I choose to play it, I am playing this for free out of principle. Again, I think we are slowly moving in a direction that us gamers have been burned so many times with these woke shenanigans and whatnot that I don't feel comfortable no longer spending $60, $70 on a game. And a year and a half ago, I was saying, yeah, $60 for one game a year is fine. I'm no longer of that opinion. That opinion has changed now. Previously, I was like $60, $70. What, you're buying like one or two games a year, and if you can't afford it, you have bigger fucking problems than that because your life is falling apart and you're not managing it right or remotely correctly at all. So, yeah, gaming is not your issue, buddy. But now I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna spend 70 bucks on a game that probably is only gonna last 1 hour of playtime before it's just too buggy, too woke, or too something. Okay? Games aren't gonna... I don't feel comfortable even shilling out 40 bucks for Avowed at this point. 20, 30, and I may consider buying it. And that goes to every single AAA game that I see. If it's not 20 or 30 bucks, I'm probably not buying it because I don't want my money go to waste, even if I can refund it. You're not getting it in the first place, assholes.
Early previews to discuss the character creation screen because we don't want the same thing to happen to us. Instead of taking a step back, looking at what they're doing and saying, maybe the gamers don't want this.
Although unfortunately for whatever reason they didn't let us record the intro to the game, maybe due to spoilers, I'm not exactly sure, but all of the expected stuff is here.
Force Gaming goes on to subsequently potentially blaming the lack of showing character creation as some sort of...
The dialogue looks bad, and I don't know how I feel about the loot that you get. It kind of looks the same level of Dragon Age Veilguard, aka Diablo 4 Arrow Go Up. Well, I guess I use what Arrow Go Up item is.
potential spoilers reason, but we all know the reality, the elephant in the room. It's because every game in the fantasy genre pushing this ideology from gamers that don't want this kind of ideology shoved into their games. The inclusion of pronouns in games has never been welcomed by the overwhelming majority of—
Also, I just saw another red flag. Again, we already know that it's a red flag in Avowed because we have seen some of the puzzles, and these puzzles look like, okay, Dragon Age Veilguard upped their puzzle difficulty by 2, which still means that anyone with 2 brain cells that are rubbing each other against each other in the speed of light to make up for the lack of them is still shit. The puzzles are still redonkulously easy, I guess. And for example, this is I like when you have treasure maps, but there is a difference between a treasure map being this clearly fucking simple and not challenging, and a treasure map actually being at least somewhat rewarding because you figured it out. Okay? Treasure maps that are, oh, I figured this out, this is actually pretty cool, are the best. This is just, okay, there's a river, this is probably the starting town, isn't it, or some shit like that. In any case, there's a wall here, and it's pretty clear that it's just, you need to be brain damaged to not figure this out, right?
reality, the elephant in the room. It's because every game in the fantasy genre pushing this ideology from gamers that don't want this kind of ideology shoved into their games. The inclusion of pronouns in games has never been welcomed by the
Someone needs to explain to me what happened with my favorite pronoun Z0 or Zim or whatever they were supposed to be pronounced. It just vanished. I think it's just because, as we all know, all of this woke pronoun bullshit is, well, completely made up and not real. So no one just wanted to use the Z-Zim pronouns because they were actually, like, hard. And the people who wanted to use them themselves, those, couldn't actually do it properly, so they just chose different ones because, again, all of this is fake. And when it's not fake, 99 out of 100 times it's mental illness.
overwhelming majority of gamers, customers, paying customers, the people that go to the store and give money.
Do these people exist? Yes. But in my opinion, probably 1 out of a billion. AK, literally almost they don't exist in real life. So there you go.
For the game, they don't want pronouns in the game that they're purchasing. But for some reason, these companies keep pushing it in there, and it's going to make you wonder why that is. On the surface, developers and the vocal minority always try to paint an effort at being inclusive, but it's
what is this shit show? She's fat, she's ugly, she's ugly. Well, okay, maybe this one's acceptable slightly, but you know.
Forced, unnecessary, and completely
No, it's dreads. It's dread. Anyone pretentious enough to have dreads deserves pain.
in fantasy settings, but really, it has no place in any games. In a game like Avowed, set in medieval-inspired world of swords and sorcery, the addition of pronouns introduces modern socio-political concepts that directly breaks immersion for players. And I keep going back to—
What do you mean, JT? What do you mean, JT? My favorite combination of words is social problems, modern dayisms, and gaming. What? Oh, sad.
Why would you do this? And then you look at the parent company of Obsidian Entertainment being Microsoft. And then you have to take a look at, oh, Microsoft is really big on bridge, DEI, and injecting all this diversity.
By the way, what are we currently thinking about bridge, boys? You know, they kind of got rid of DUI and Vogue in favor of bridge, but bridge is currently not exactly actually doing things too much. And I guess there's no reason to talk about bridge because the moment that the Vogue DUI stuff ends, and if it's truly replaced with bridge, then, I mean, we're gonna just talk about bridge. It's not like you can just rename something and expect it to work out. That's very rare that it happens, okay?
Equity and inclusion in everything that they do.
Also, what kind of video did we watch? But someone actually showed us the people that are working on Bridge, Sweet Baby Inc., and all of these woke things, and they're the same people. All of this woke stuff is literally just effectively a scam for a couple of people to become extremely wealthy.
Microsoft has been beyond vocal in promoting representation and inclusivity in gaming. And their
Representation!
approach has come under quite a bit of scrutiny from gamers as of late. On their own website, they even state things you need to consider when getting started with representation, making sure that developers focus on what steps they've taken to ensure characters are being respectfully represented, authentic.
That sounds literally like just, hey, hire Sweet Baby Ink, the flip note.
And if you're telling stories or sharing new perspectives and making sure the body portions of the characters are within the correct proportions and a lot of other things
Body? What?
that, I gotta be honest, are completely void of what gaming is all about.
Dude, I need to become a DEI consultant. I would be so good with this because I'm black, Jewish, Latinx, and all the other races combined, plus Cherokee Indian. Beautiful. Okay? Way more than what's her name? Varen, whatever. Okay? Bam! There we go. And I'm also Indian. My people will become a world poet by 2023. But it's fine. Ah, man, it's good to be the most minority of minorities.
Ironically, you scroll more on this page, they talk about product experience where customers feel like they belong, and then product inclusion examples talking about the Xbox Store multicultural collection, Xbox Publishing partnership with GLAD, and the Developer Acceleration Program, and you see all these separate groups that are being forced together, and ironically, all it does is create more racism, more hate.
You know what's my favorite part? When these people who clearly, obviously, don't understand anything about the world, and the thing about the world is everyone's racist, without exception, okay? Damn, you think... Have you seen Africa? That's one of the most racist places ever. China, Japan, bruh, those people are gonna enslave blacks the moment whites go out of business. It's not even close, okay? Everyone is as racist as you can be. Even the fucking aboriginals from Australia are racist, okay? Jesus, okay? Everyone is like that. No exceptions, no nothing. But these people are like, okay. Let's put Japanese together with African Americans because that's gonna... And there you go. You just created a crime statistic. And they don't understand that. It is crazy.
Hatred, more anger from separating people instead of putting everyone together. It's not inclusion when you force groups. The decision of Microsoft's Obsidian Entertainment to include pronouns in Avowed is part of a broader push that we've all seen within the gaming industry on the whole, trying to cater to a niche political ideology at the expense of creative freedom. By them embedding these kinds of features into the core mechanics of gameplay, developers are telling you straight up that they do not care what you want in the games that you like. These features...
Well, none of this stuff was ever about gaming in the first place, so I guess it's fine. In any case, that was Smash JT, 10 out of 10. Have a nice day. Bye!